What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You got the almighty DJ CJ Flash having a blast. And we are, or you are, in tune to another live broadcast of I Remember That Song. Here to tell you all about it is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jerry Dub.
CJ Flash. CJ Flash. Dominus. Ominous.
Wait, do it
holiday season.
You got
Dominus. Ominous. Father, mother, father, sister, brother. Or no, it's Father, Son, Holy Ghost. My bad. I got my Philadelphia International mixed up with my Jesus movement there. My bad.
You on your gambling huff.
Gambling huff. Lord Gamble. God Huff. What's happening, man?
It's all right, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. What's your t-shirt say? Worlds?
It says words fail. Music speaks. Words fail.
Words just failed me. You're absolutely right. Well, we got some people here going to make me look better. Because we already looking good. They're going to make us look better, right? So you ready?
Good. You're looking good, brother.
Thank you very much. I thought I put on a tie tonight, you know?
I see.
Something different. And a vest.
I see.
Now, you can't tell that I can't button it, but halfway down, it's a COVID vest.
It's all right, brother. It's all right.
You know, so
New Year's coming. You got plenty of time to get your jumping jacks and your burpees in. So
all that. So look, we are here tonight. I'm Jerry Dub. I'm your host of I Remember That Song, IRTS Live. We're going to give you a great show with Reggie Calloway, the founder and the leader of a great group that we all love, Midnight Star. Mm-hmm. And he's done a whole lot of other work too. So, CJ, you're going to take us all down that path, and we're going to enjoy it and have a great time. So, to get this conversation started, let's bring in some other folks here. Let's start out with Mr. Russell Gatewood. What's up, Big Russ?
What's going on, man?
I hear
you, Flash.
Got the applause.
I hear you, Flash.
And tonight, we don't have Brian Nicole is still on maternity leave, and our friend Tracy can't be with us tonight. So there's only one person that can take the place of two ladies. That's your doctor, Dr. Dolores Thompson.
I love that. Thank you so much. I am every woman.
Well, in this case, you're every women because you're doing for two. She's the artistic director of the Oakland School for the Arts. She's on KBLX. She's a longtime radio host, and she's also your unsung lady. She's the unsung lady. So we'll be talking a little bit about that tonight, too. How are you, Dr. D?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me. I love the show, watch it all the time. So I am so honored to be a part of what y'all are doing tonight.
Well, thank you. We've had you on here before. We're glad to have you back in here. So before we go any further, though, Russ, what's your t-shirt say tonight, brother? You're the t-shirt guru.
Today it is Brooklyn Circus.
Oh. Brooklyn Circus. What is
Brooklyn
that?
Circus.
That's really cool. What's that about?
My friends had a store in the Fillmore district. Mm-hmm. My man Gabe and all his cats over there, the Brooklyn Circus crew, they had it. It was a really nice storefront. It's gone the way of online, but it was a really cool storefront.
Nice.
Very grown man stuff.
Okay. All right. I like it.
You would feel right at home there, Mr. Dove.
Because I'm a grown man, baby. I'm a man, baby.
Yeah, you can go on there and get all your little Smeedy and Boys to Men vest and all that stuff. They got all that.
Hater. You used to wear Smeedy.
I'm not a hater. It's just your vest is kind of throwing me off there. I can't really.
Yeah, like I said, if you could see it from like here down, you'd be laughing even more than you are right now. So.
Are you saying you're wearing a vest, Dickie?
No, bro. No, I never crossed my mind. No, man. So, well, look.
I'm just asking.
Look, we got a guest here that hopefully it looks like he just dipped out. So maybe he decided he didn't want to do this after all. But
it was the best. It was
it was the Dickie part there. So hopefully I'm waiting for him to pop back in here.
He wasn't ready to be on here with a riverboat gambler. He wasn't ready.
Wow.
You sharp, Jerry. You sharp. You always sharp.
The Lord, believe me, if I was taking fashion tips from these guys,
I'm disappointed. There's no room for a brooch on a vest.
Thank you. Well, these do have lapels on this particular vest.
Oh my God! A vest with a lapel.
You know.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
A vest with a lapel on it. Wow.
Reggie Calloway, please come back in here. We are looking for you so we can start this show. Let's do this. Let's tell people who are watching out there, hey, the Warriors are over. So you can tell your friends to come and watch us now. They timed that out just right to where they finished the game. And if you haven't seen the game, you probably already know that, yeah, it's done. Steph took care of that early in the game. So good for that. We are going to be talking to Reggie Calloway. Like I said, he's the founder and creator of Midnight Star. He's done a lot of work with a lot of other your favorite artists, probably a lot of songs that you don't know that Reggie Calloway was behind. And we're going to be having a lot of fun with him tonight. Just waiting for him to pop back in here. Tell your friends to join us on YouTube. We're also on Facebook Live. We're on the IRTS VIP Lounge page. We're on the IRTS Live page. And we're on my page if you want to just go to Jerry Dub. All right. You guys got it all up on your pages as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I think so.
Okay. All right. So look, this is getting to the point where I'm waiting for this, brother. So Dolores, tell us about Unsung. What you've been doing on there? I know it's all like top secret stuff. You're not allowed to tell people what you're watching and all like that. But what can you tell us about the coming season?
Well, this coming season is going to be full of a lot of specials. They're veering off and doing special series. So I actually shot 3 different specials that I want to talk about so bad because they're so hot, but I can't. But it's going to be great as usual. Unsung always picks the best of the best artists to feature. And of course, you're going to see some more Bay Area people on Unsung.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
That's good.
it's
good.
our time.
That's good. That's good. That's
Did they get my request?
What's your request?
My request was Unsung for Hoppy and Smitty.
I think I can. When you playing,
they hit the delete button. I'm sure they hit the delete button on that. So
that was a serious request. I want to know what happened with Hoppy and Smitty. No one knows what happened.
Reggie Calloway.
Good evening. Good evening.
Are you there, brother?
Yes, is my sound coming through?
Yes. Can you hear us okay?
I
can hear us?
Not, but I'm gonna make it work.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's put you in the middle up here so that we got some balance on our screen. So if you can hear us okay, then we'll go ahead and get this started, man. So thank you very much for doing the show. Nope. Can you hear me?
It's good to be here. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a delay.
We're going to have a little delay. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. So let's do this. CJ, he's got a new video for a new song that he's got coming out called Sabrina. Why don't we play a bit of that video?
Sure.
And we'll keep working with Reggie's sound and see if we can get that all straight.
All right.
I met a girl, her name was Sabrina. She wore rubies and pearls down south of Somalia. It was a hot day, but they were not real, they were made of stone, a shack of straw. She called her home, Sabrina, Sabrina. Sabrina, Sabrina.
Okay.
All right.
What you think? Hold on a second. Here we go. Exit solo layout. There we go. Reggie. I like that.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Tell us about I guess you did get my my application when I wanted to be one of the guys coming out of the water with no shirt on. I tried out for that, but you didn't know me then. You know me now. So.
Well, you see, I couldn't even play myself. That's my son playing me, as I was young.
Ah,
So,
Okay. All right, what's that song all about?
that's
We
really,
like the
that's really
sound of
exciting.
that. Tell us about the song.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I'm really a sucker for that Sade feel, that mellow African Latin vibe that just kind of permeates. And as I was writing the song, you know, it's a fantasy, a romantic fantasy about a African princess queen meeting a balladeer singer, and of course he's got to go on the road as always. But the underlying meaning is that a woman should never be called outside of her name. She should always be called and directed as a princess or a queen. So whether your name is Sabrina or whatever your name is, that's your name. Your parents, your God gave you that name. So we have nothing but respect for women. Our mother was a very, very strong, influential person in our lives, and we carry that on.
Well, Dolores likes the way you're talking about that. Go ahead, Dolores.
educate, Reggie Calloway. Educate. You know, I work at a performing arts school with high school students, and I'm always talking to them about what's being put in the atmosphere and how the music that I grew up to, they romance. They knew how to talk to a sister. So I'm glad you're bringing this back. I welcome it. And for all the ladies, thank you. Thank you.
So is that on like a new album?
It's from the album,
album?
Bring Back the
There you
Love, which is exactly about that. Yes, the love.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we're gonna have a little delay here. So let's all get our timing down so that we give you like a half a second to speak and vice versa. So we're not talking over each other. So, but we'll work our way through it. Okay. Did he freeze up? There you go. All right, well, it's CJ Flash. Let's do this. Why don't we go ahead and get into some music for Midnight Star?
Sure.
Let's get this show going and see what you got.
All right.
You're the star of the party people. Don't be afraid to take the stage. You're the star of the party people. Don't be afraid to take the stage. Get up!
All right, so that must have been in the early days of Midnight Star. What is that song, Reggie? Uh-oh. Can't hear you. Have you got it muted? Can't hear you.
I don't want to speak for the brother, but
You go ahead. Hey, Reggie, try to log out and come back again. Go ahead, Russ.
no, that's one of those songs, man, that makes you feel. It reminds you that this was a band. They were a band. It's got a swing to it. It's got the horn section.
Yep.
That could be duplicated with keyboards later on, so it plays well. That was a good pull, Flash. Good
Thank
pull.
you.
A lot of people aren't hip to that. Good pull.
Yeah. That's the first album called The Beginning.
Right.
The Beginning.
Right.
Okay, so from the first album. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep the music on there.
I got you covered.
I've got something good for you. It's free of charge and it's overdue. There's no need to doubt or fear. Cause I am love and love is here. Oh, standing by to feel your need. Baby, satisfaction guaranteed. Good baby, if you don't believe I can satisfy, yeah, then take a chance and give love a try. Now you will find I'm not the kind of man who only teases you. You move all day and move all night until you tell me, baby, that we are through. can make it last. Just got to make it last. Sing it now.
Reggie, I hope you can hear us because we're having a good time listening to your music. So there you go. What was that song we just heard, bro?
Yeah, Make It Last was actually our very first single. We had finished the. Are you guys hearing me out right now? So we
It's a little bouncy all over the place there. It's kind of bouncing a little bit.
Mr. Griffey, so I think we need one. And he said, I think I have the producer I want to use on that song. I'd like you guys to work with Don Silvers. And we're like, oh, we would love to do that. And he said, so send me a song. So we didn't have the access to the studio, so we went back to the house and recorded the whole song with pots and pans and scissors and acoustic instruments and singing all the musical parts. Made a cassette of it, sent it in to Mr. Griffey. He said, that's it, let's go cut it. So we began to work with Leon Silver, started a ground to learn.
Okay, we're losing you again. So again, just try to log out and come back. Are you plugged in completely?
Wait with it.
All right, CJ, give us another song, CJ.
I got you covered.
When you feel like moving and something's in your way, you don't have to turn around and give up your time or give up your space. Now you might not make it the first time. Time again, it happens by and by. Don't give up what you truly believe, 'cause you can make it if you try. All you got to do is hold out. You can do it, baby. Hold out. Give it all you got.
Okay, this is just like early Midnight Star. I don't know any of these songs, man. So
Really?
So talk about that one, CJ. What's that?
That was from the second album, I believe, the Standing Together. And I believe that's one of the Walking Encyclopedia Brown Tanica's favorite songs.
D minor, of course.
I believe that's one of D Minor's favorite songs.
Mhm.
So yeah, Hold Out is off that second album. It's really good stuff, man.
All right. Talk about it, Reggie. Reggie, go ahead, Reggie.
I love live television.
Yes. Let me do this.
I love it.
CJ, just y'all talk amongst yourselves. Reggie, I'm about to call you and we're gonna get this all straight. Okay. So I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So that album, the second album was Standing Together, if I'm not mistaken. And so we had the beginning. That was the first album. Second album was Standing Together. And then, of course, you know what's coming next after that. So
Right.
we'll get to that for sure.
So I had to do some research because I wasn't as hip to his discography as far as pieces that he was writing on, and it was interesting to see. I didn't know. I went down a whole rabbit hole, man. I didn't know about Peter Frampton. I had no clue about Peter Frampton. No, I didn't know about Natalie Cole. I hope we get the connection back because I want to hear about Natalie Cole. I want to hear about
Peter Frampton.
Sunchild. I want to hear about that band because that music is dope.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really good. And the stuff he did with Jesse was more like Motown stuff, that I didn't even think was in his wheelhouse. So I really hope we can get him back on so we can talk about a lot of that early stuff because I had no idea his career went back that far. I'm not as learned as Dolores and Encyclopedia Brown can. So that's the fun part about this show is that every week I'm going to learn something new.
Yeah, Dolores.
Yeah, one thing about the Calloway brothers, they're like hidden gems.
Mm-hmm.
They have catalogs for days. They got to be paid, okay?
Yeah.
And the versatility is what has kept them working, because they've been able to work with people like Peter Frampton, and then they could switch it back, from R&B to pop to rock to soul. They were able to cover the gamut and still can. So, when you have that type of versatility in the record industry, you're always going to be in high demand. And they were in high demand for a very long time while maintaining their own career within Midnight Star. So that was pretty good, because a lot of people that are that versatile as far as producing and writing, they normally aren't artists. But these cats were able to cover it all and maintain it well.
Yeah. And if they are artists, they're not very prolific.
Right.
Okay. They'll come out with a couple of things. A few people were able to do that. Narda was really good at doing that.
Yeah, he was.
And then it just got to the point where he was just so busy producing that he kind of jumped off his solo stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the last solo hit he had was Reach, I think was the last solo song that was really working. But the Callaways, I want to hear about Dick Griffey. I really want to hear about that.
He was starting to get into it.
I know. I was there for it all too. I was like, give it to me.
Yeah. Everybody's had different experiences from what I hear with Dick Griffey, but
I met him, and he wasn't the gangster dude that everybody talks about. When I met him, he wasn't like that at all.
You didn't meet him at that capacity though, where he had to be there.
I did not. He did not. I didn't meet him where he had me. He was holding me by my ankles over the rail.
Office hours.
My office hours are.
Don't mess with Mr.
Hey.
That's what I heard. But there's so many people who say don't mess with him, but there's so many really, really powerful careers that came out of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he was extremely educated. When I met him, he gave me a breakdown of record label names and what they represented.
Wow.
The culture. I mean, he broke it down from Polygram and I was just sitting there like,
wow.
The importance of Solar is what.
All right, hold on 1 second, folks. I think we let's see what happens here. Reggie?
I see you. I hear you.
Hold on. Need that.
What a difference a computer makes. I got too many computers.
How about that? How about that?
That one's for this. Now I got the StreamYard computer. Okay.
So let's start all over again by saying hello to Reggie Calloway, the founder and leader of Midnight Star. How you doing, Reggie?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for your patience and everything like that. And I'm glad we could work this out, because we got to celebrate that music of yours now. We already played Sabrina, your newest song that you got out. And you said that you wouldn't let me or yourself be in that role of walking out of the water with no shirt on. So what we're going to do.
Now, if you go back to my Bring Back the Love single, which is from the same CD, then I do walk out of the water, because I'm this beach lover, but I have on the white satin shirt. You know how it is, Dolores.
Yeah. That would probably be me too. That would be me too.
You two brothers with satin shirts on the beach. I don't know about
that. And what's the problem with that? Okay.
Let's do it at the club with Dave Terrio.
I think that's the right material. What's the material I'm thinking of?
Okay.
It's cotton. That kind of thing.
There you go. Well, mine was satin. I don't know about yours, but mine was satin.
I didn't have it right.
All right, so look, say hello to Almighty DJ CJ Flash.
How you doing, brother?
Dr. Dolores Thompson. She's the artistic director of the Oakland School for the Arts. She's a DJ on KBLX up here in the Bay Area, and she does a lot of the unsungs that you probably see.
Hey,
Big Russ,
Calloway.
Big Russ is a DJ, a music connoisseur.
Three of those, so I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And Big Russ is a DJ, music connoisseur, a t-shirt guru, and he's got a lot of jokes. So I hope you've got a good sense of humor.
All right, Big
Protect yourself, okay? Protect yourself. All right, so CJ's been playing some of your early music. So CJ, let's just keep it going now. Go ahead, bro.
Let's do that.
It's good to see you. It's been a long, long, long time. Every day I think about you and how good it was when you were mine. Yeah. Why it rains when you're not with me, and when you come round, the sun shines again. I just wanna be with you, stay with you.
I like that line. Why it rains when you're not with me, and the sun shines when you're. Yeah, I messed it up, but you know what I'm saying. That's a beautiful song, but that's Belinda singing, right?
Yes, Belinda just has that voice and that patience and that timing. She's just a consummate pro. When we picked her to join the group, it was some pretty easy choice because in college you had to do what they call seminars where you perform in front of the faculty and the rest of the students. And Belinda would perform weekly, but in every different genre. She'd do jazz one week, R&B, of course classical was the main thing, but then she'd do gospel, and just totally versatile and a hard worker that never quit. In a band with all guys, she's just a trooper.
Yeah, she is. All right, let's tell a little bit about your background. So just a couple of minutes of where you started, and you said something about college, and so just tell us how Midnight Star came to be.
Well, growing up, loving music and having it around, we had a piano in both grandparents' house, so we could kind of tinker, express ourselves, not really knowing what we were doing, but I had two uncles that played piano. My aunt sung gospel. My father played trumpet in high school. He didn't play any further than that. Then my mother would, when she took us to church, she'd go sit in the choir, and we'd sit in the congregation, and she'd give us that look if we were acting up. So it's great. But just going to elementary school and doing the talent shows, and getting bit by that bug of the ladies screaming and the crowd, giving you that little push that you can do that. But that led to doing the talent shows and being in the different bands through high school. My biggest high school band, we left and went on the road. Ended up in Las Vegas after traveling from Cincinnati, Ohio, every Chitlin Circuit place along the way. Upon arriving in Vegas and doing a couple of weeks there, it occurred to me that I needed to get more education because I wanted to be a songwriter, and I wanted to do original music. I didn't want to just continue to do the top 40 songs off the chart. When I heard Sly Stone's "In Time," it was about time for me, and went to Kentucky State University. Joined the band there called Funkified. Came back in the summer for my own jazz group with my brothers called Sunchild. So in the summertime it was Sunchild, in the fall it was Funkified with the marching band, the jazz ensemble, and studying music and all that stuff. But after a couple of runs of that, and the band's always breaking up between seasons, I said this year I want to go back and form one of the greatest groups of all time. And that's when I brought all the members of Midnight Star together, starting with Gil Simmons, who was also a part of Funkified and also played with my brothers and I in Sunchild. So he was an obvious first choice. And then we went through and picked Kenneth Gann and Jeffrey Cooper for the rhythm section. Bo Watson was a freshman that year, came in, and he was outstanding. I said, "Bo, would you like to be in the band?" He said, "Yes." The next day, Bo says, "I don't think I can do it." I said, "What do you mean, Bo?" He says, "I promised my friend Melvin that we'd be in a band together." I said, "Well, what does Melvin play?" "Guitar, bass, drums, and sings." I said, "Well, let's check him out." And we brought Melvin in. Of course, I mentioned Belinda as well. And then later added my brother Vincent, who left high school early just to come and join the band.
Wow.
Mom let him do it. So he came and joined the band. We recorded our first demos and sent one to Motown, and Motown said, "Come back in 2 years."
Wow.
2 years later, we went to New York and got discovered, and later signed with Solar Records and Dick Griffey. So Motown missed out, or we missed out on Motown, but no one was stuck with us like Solar did. So we're just so happy and proud to be part of a legacy like that.
Yes, definitely. So So you guys are still out there touring and all. Matter of fact, somebody said that they saw you right here just before the pandemic. So I guess last year they saw you up our way in Thunder Valley. So I know I've seen Midnight Star probably about 47 times. And I always love you guys. You got so many hits and everything like that. Belinda's exciting. You guys do all your dance moves. It's a great group to see. So when you were putting it all together, did you think, okay, were there somebody that you were kind of like saying that here's what we like this, we like a little bit of this group, we like what they do over here, we're going to do a little of this, a little of that? Or how did you come up with the Midnight Star show?
That's exactly right. You know, you have to like look to someone to kind of get that map in front of you. Mm-hmm. We were definitely Earth, Wind and Fire fans. I mean, that was number one. Mm-hmm. We wanted to mix jazz with R&B. We wanted to be musical, but yet we wanted to be danceable, and we wanted to have very strong messages. So that was number one. But then there were other groups like the Commodores that you know, the incredible music, incredible funk, incredible ballads. From our younger days, it was James Brown. That was the beginning of all. Besides, I mean, you know, I go all the way back to the Beatles and all that. So the Beatles, James Brown, the Jackson 5 even. But then as we're getting older, when you're looking at your contemporaries, I mean, from Cameo to Jazz Band and to you know, Gap Band, everybody that was around us, we were a sponge. And in the Ohio Valley, like I say, we could see the Ohio players 10 yards away, you know, once a month. James Brown every year would perform for the kids for 99 cents at the big Cincinnati Convention Center. Wow. So we were constantly exposed to all these greats. But then it also went into the jazz musicians, you know, from Miles Davis to Charlie Parker. You know, musicianship was something that we studied very heavily because even though we played R&B, we wanted to be able to touch on many different things.
I have two questions for you, Reggie.
Love it.
Because you're Ohio cat, so you have to tell me betwixt. Betwixt.
His brother goes back.
I go back because I had to do some digging. Because I like the Sunchild stuff. So betwixt the humps. You can see it's Ohio people that come up with their own vocabulary. So
it's definitely a Southern thing, you know, because I mean that's nothing that you know, that word's been around, but like you said, you had to be exposed to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's with our group Sunchild. That was our first record with Mama's Groove on one side and Betwixt the Humps on the other side. And I'm getting so many responses from Betwixt the Humps that you mentioned it. People that want to, you know, in Europe, they really loving it. They want to release it and re-release it. So we're going to have to re-release that one.
Yeah,
that
you
was
should.
all part of, you know, going to college. You know, I studied composition and theory because I wanted to, like, just be different. I wanted to be able to stretch and go here. I wanted to do movie scores and all that stuff. So in studying that music, you know, as you began to learn different scales and modes that create these different sounds and these different vibrations, and then you experiment to how to use them. And that song was based upon whole tone and half tone scales, which is not used in, you know, traditional music. So it gives it this Indian Arabic feel, Eastern feel. Stretches your mind, you know, like, you know, Coltrane would do many things of that nature. So we just wanted to see what sounds we could create, so we would know how to use them later. Now you're not gonna understand and relate to this, but Betwixt the Hump starts out with a rhythm,
right?
Just the flute and the drums,
right?
It didn't occur to me until many years that the basis of that rhythm is the same.
Hold on, Reggie. It sounds like our DJ CJ Flash has got Betwixt the Hump. Go ahead, CJ.
So it's so cool that you said it, that you were thinking about music theory, like because it plays like a score, especially how it actually changes tempo, midway through. So it's cool. So I'm glad we got a chance to touch that.
I'm glad you're the first DJ to ever bring that up on our interviews. So that was so cool.
Well, you're on the right show. You're on the right show.
We're doing Jerry, we left Midnight Star in 1986, and then began to produce other acts. And then around 1989, we formed Calloway with more hits after that. So, but you're going all the way back to the very, very first record, and that just blows my mind. So I think I have one around here somewhere. I have to pull it out. It's on a 45.
Wow. We're going to work our way back to all your latest stuff, but that's what we like to do. Just like you said, just see what the beginnings were, and that's a long way from No Parking on a Dance Floor.
So, I got one more question for you. One more question for you. Now I'm gonna leave it alone. This is very important. Bearcats or Buckeyes?
I didn't follow a lot of college football, but I would. It's funny because on the national state, this the Buckeyes, the big thing, But when you got that hometown enthusiasm, the Bearcats, and then today with the Bearcats doing so incredibly well, that's like, oh my goodness, this is exciting.
Yeah, I know Cincinnati's
we've been beat down for a long time. So you got the Bearcats and the Bengals are doing pretty good, but they have a little losing streak going on. We had to correct those little errors there.
Well, with the 49ers, thank you for continuing with the errors last weekend. Cincinnati Bengals, we appreciate that. So let's get some more music going, CJ Flash.
Got you covered.
Midnight is lonely, girl. Love is overdue. The darkness of a broken heart has cast a shadow on you. You're so tired of hurting. You wanna love is certain. You wanna love that will last. You're not hard from it. It's separated romance. And I can love to you fast. I'll be your knight in shining armor. When you call my name, I'm coming easy, pain. I'll ride the night like a black stallion, baby. I'll be there in the torch to ignite the flame. I'm a night rider. I'm a love provider.
Nice. Night Rider.
Yes.
Oh, that gets me.
Sweet.
When we were doing the album, the No Parking album, we felt like every song had to be a hit because we were in such dire straits to break through. And when that song came across the table, what a beautiful feeling. My favorite part of it is that guitar. Jeffrey Cooper on guitar just makes that thing just scream. It just rides. That's riding music right there, y'all.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So I have a question for you. You said that in the beginning you worked with Leon Silvers. At what point did you guys start producing your own music?
So this nice little transition that's going on in music and in the Solar family. So like I said, the album was finished. Dick Griffey says, I need one more song. What do you guys think about working with this young producer named Leon Silvers? Silvers family? Are you kidding me? Let's do it. But so Leon did Make It Last on that album. And then it was time for the next album, Standing Together. And so we said we'd have Leon do the whole album. So we're doing the whole Standing Together album. And we get down to the point where most of the songs are finished. Leon's in a group called Dynasty. And they're getting ready to go on tour to Africa. So Leon's like, I got to go on tour with my band. I can't stay here and finish the album. Reggie, you got to finish the album. So that's how I got kicked into the producer's chair totally. I was always sitting there listening and learning, but I got a chance to finish that album up and finish the mixes and then really get bit by that bug. At that point, we recorded those first two albums in Los Angeles, and we were exposed to a lot of the greatest LA studio musicians and that whole vibe. And that's one thing that Harvey brought. We could really study Earth, Wind & Fire. We used Earth, Wind & Fire horns on some of our albums, some of our songs, and just to see what the difference was, just to see what was happening, just to see how to make a record, how to make a great sounding record. And then so the third album, Dick Griffey says, Reggie, why don't you and the guys go do this album yourself? Go back to Cincinnati and dig in and let's go edit again. So the third album was called Victory, and that's when I began to really produce. And that album was called Produced by Reggie Calloway and Midnight Star. After that, I had the pleasure of meeting with Quincy Jones when it was time for the New Parking album. And went to a Quincy Jones concert in Indianapolis, and Leon Burnett, who was our road manager, was a dear friend of Quincy's, took us backstage after the show, and Quincy talked to me one-on-one for about 30, 40 minutes. Taught me all the basic psychological psychiatry of producing. He set me free. And that led to the fourth album, No Parking on the Dance Floor, being produced by Reggie Calloway, because you can't have 9 cooks in the kitchen at the same time. Grandmother get real upset. Right. But that we would take all the different 9 ideas and bring them into one home centralized location to process it, to give us that singular sound. And we were blessed to really break through with that album, and then follow it up with, of course, Planetary Invasion and Headlines.
Okay. All right, hold on now. We're gonna get to all of that. So hold on, but that's a good.
Don't go too fast now.
Yeah, don't go too fast. Yeah. Now you said, you mentioned, was there 9 people in your group?
Yes.
All right. So was you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but was everybody getting an equal share? Because you'd be struggling a long time with 9 people dividing up the royalties and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's a hard thing. That's why you don't really see that in a lot of groups today.
Yeah.
And then you have some groups where they may have 9 people, but they maybe only have 1 or 2 principals that are getting everything. But we did everything equally, even down to the publishing. We split the publishing 9 ways because everybody wasn't writing hits. So in order for us to see to it that everybody had a share and equity in the situation, that's the way we did that. And made people buy into giving their all, not worrying so much where it was coming from. As later years went on, then you not only do you have 9 people, but you got 9 husbands and wives, and then it really multiplies. But we built our thing on a strong structure where everybody had a position, everybody had a role that they played. Everybody received some type of reward for that. Same thing, with concerts, and that makes for a strong group. And that was really what I was really about. Because like I said, you do have groups where you have one person controlling everything, and somebody doesn't want to walk the line, and they can get fired or whatever. We didn't deal like that. We were, we had an equal standpoint, and that's why people say, "Why did I leave the group?" It was easier for me to leave the group and keep it intact than stay there and have to worry about using other methods of getting your point across. And
yeah,
so God has been
like
great.
that backhand. You don't need to put that backhand
Yeah,
down.
you don't need to put that backhand. No. Just keep it love, and keep it moving.
That's right. Hey, you're watching IRTS Live. That's I Remember That Song Live. Our guest is Reggie Calloway, the leader and founder of I started to say Confunction because that's what we were talking about last week. You like a Midnight Star. You're here with me, Jerry Dove, and CJ Flash, and Russell Gatewood, and sitting in for Tracy and Ryan this week is the Dr. Dolores Thompson.
Yeah.
Let's keep that music going, CJ Flash.
Just like sweet wine, baby, your love's intoxicating. Why'd I have to taste it? 'Cause it's much too good to waste it. So baby, let me love you. I'll place no one above you. 'Cause I'm hooked, babe, on your love. Just because I just had to wet my whistle. When I kissed your lips, girl, couldn't get. I had to wet.
Okay, so now all the hits are starting to come. Wet My Whistle. What's the story behind that one? Go ahead.
That was the first song we recorded for the No Parking album, believe it or not. That I wrote that song for the Whispers, and I sent it in to the A&R guy, and this is for the Whispers, and he told me, he said, "Reggie, why you sending your B songs?" I was like B song. I don't think anything else about it, and So eventually, Dick Griffey heard the record. The Whispers never heard it. He never even gave it to the Whispers.
Oh wow.
And later on, they were just so upset. It was like our song. But Dick Griffey was so smart and had so much vision. He said, "You guys should keep that song for yourself." Because coming after Freakazoid and the other songs, it gives us a whole nother sound and a whole other side. And you can tell that Midas Touch was written right off of Wet My Whistle. It was sort of a blueprint for another sound with Bo's voice and those kind of cheerful melodies with funky grooves. But we recorded that song first in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's all live musicians. There's no sequencers. There's no samples. There's no nothing. Those are real live drums with real live percussion, and the guys just killed it. I mean, what's really funny is that when you go into a new studio, you're trying to understand the room, the speakers, the sound, the equipment, to get what you're trying to get out of it. And this room was not the ideal, multi-million-dollar studio. It was a little small studio up in the hills of Cincinnati, Ohio, and kind of hidden off. You push a button and the button would go down and it would shoot up in the air. The engineer, Rick Probst, was so awesome that he could make anything sound good. And even though it seemed like the sounds weren't perfect while we recorded them, but when we finished it and mixed it, you hear what you're hearing. It's like, wow, that is so big. It's such a big sound with just real live instruments, no super compressors or digitizers or samplers. It's just making records like they did in the old days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That must be another reason why you guys are so good in concert and just live, because you're playing with live instruments. You don't have to recreate anything. What you hear in the studio is what you can hear on the stage.
That's right. So many groups today, because of the economy of it and the logistics, are playing with live track. They're playing with musical tracks behind them. They're playing over top of that, as opposed to it being all live. And it's getting to the point where so many people are doing it that it's, the audience is almost buying into it. And, just like sort of a rapper just having the turntable. But that's a little bit different than when you're playing R&B music or music that's live. It's not just the song; it's the energy that you give to that live performance. So I'm like one of the last people to buy into that. That's why I don't like doing track dates where you're just singing over top of the tape, because it doesn't move, it doesn't breathe. So when you're playing live, it's not perfect. It may slow down a little bit. It gets exciting. It may speed up just a touch, and the audience feels that vibe. Because it feels their soul, and right away when it's not clicking, when it's not right. Sometimes I can stop a band and say, "Band, count it off again. We can do better than that," because we have to talk to each other in this music, in this circle of vibrations. So there's nothing more powerful than a live band. That's why just a piano and vocal is much stronger than somebody singing over top of a pre-recorded tape.
Right.
If you notice that or not.
I agree.
Wow.
So you got your James Brown on the band. That band.
That's where I come from, because of the band. A tape can't break it down.
Right?
Well, not the same way anyway. Say band can break it down and say hit me, but it's right there. James Brown will find you if you don't hit him when he say hit me.
And then you again with the backhand, you gotta give him. I'm gonna let you see the Midnight Stars here in a minute if you don't get your notes right. Keep it going, Flash. Keep it going.
I was all alone. I was feeling rather low. I needed someone to lift my spirits up. So I dropped in on a date just to take a glance. And there the sweet lovely thing was, she was more than enough. I asked her for a hand, said, would you like to dance? So pleased that I had asked, she quickly took my hand, and we danced and fell in love on a slow dance. Yeah, yeah. Play another slow jam.
This time, make it sweet. Man, I hate when I'm singing in front of the guests like that, because you guys, it's your song, but I love to sing
Russ,
that.
Russ was killing it. Russ and Lawrence was ready. He was ready for the high part.
I'm in it. I was about to hit it.
Oh,
Cut it off
man.
before I got to my high part.
That's a beautiful song right there. That's a
That was
beautiful
the second
song.
song we cut in that session in
Okay.
that studio. And that's all live musicians, all live drums, and
Yeah, I can hear it.
Melvin's
Definitely
playing incredible drums, but also Babyface is playing guitar on that.
Oh,
And,
wow.
he's one of the writers for that
Yeah.
song, Babyface, along with Bo Watson and Belinda Lipscomb. And Bo's falsetto is just so crystal clear and so amazing on that, and it just continues to build. And he and Belinda do some of the greatest duets, of all time. So we're just so proud of that, and that's an energy that you get from live show after show after show.
Mhm.
Coming up, before we had any hit records and we were doing the top 40s, we would pick songs that would build us, that would make us better. And some of those duets that we learned before we had our own had a lot to do with that. But
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
I'm always talking to the students about the difference between old school versus new school. Like there's a difference between a beat maker and a composer. So for the kids out there, what makes a good producer?
Well, at
Backhand.
the end of the day,
Russ said the
Yes.
backhand. The backhand.
at the end of the day, it's the results. So a good producer is measured by the results of how he takes all these ideas and brings them together and creates this vibration. In the true old days, the producer may not play any instruments. He may not do anything. He may just hire all the musicians, book the arranger, book the studio, like a movie, like a film producer. He's just bringing all these elements together. And then it started to morph and to change when the producers became musicians, and they may play this instrument or they may arrange these background vocals or whatnot. And then you went to the beat maker who just got a computer or just a drum machine, and he's doing a lot of different sounds and things, not necessarily all musical, but coming together as a musical entity. So to enjoy all forms of music is a great thing. The more training you have as a musician allows you to have more options. If you understand chord progressions, if you understand harmony, if you understand rhythm, if you understand the different uses of instruments and how to blend different cultures of instruments into one sound, then it certainly gives you a power. But at the end of the day, it's like, who is your audience? So a good producer knows how to reach his audience. So if it's a hip hop audience, I'm not going to knock the fact that this is what they're going with, because the crowd is going crazy, right? So we got to take a look at that. And throughout time, like I love Nat King Cole, but at a certain point, the audience is saying, well, Nat King Cole, you're getting a little old. But as we see, it never ages.
Right.
I still love Nat King Cole today. In fact, we're going to do one of his Christmas songs at our show on Sunday.
Wow.
So, but a great producer, what I learned from Quincy, it's the psychology. It's just as important or more important than the talent. The psychology says, how can I talk to this lead vocalist to get her to give me the greatest performance of her life? What words can I say? What mood can I create? What song can I present to bring out the best? So a great producer brings out the best in the engineer, in the musicians, picking the best songs or composing the best songs, whatever your talent is that you can bring to it. But if you're not a songwriter, it doesn't mean you can't be a producer. Mm-hmm. Quincy Jones, in fact, I'll keep going. That's my idol, as you guys can tell. Quincy and Martin. But Quincy said, the one thing I'd like to learn is how to write songs. You hear Quincy say that just because I'm a songwriter. I'm like, I can't arrange music like Quincy or compose like Quincy, but he can't write songs like me. So
right.
Okay.
Everybody has their own thing that they bring to the table, and the more you can bring, the more things you can touch. So he wants to add that to his repertoire. And I may go back to school and take some more orchestration and composition classes because now that I'm older, I want to do more film score. So,
Right?
Nice, nice.
so equip
It's so
yourself.
funny to hear you say that because I've always thought of as a composer as somebody who's actually writing as well, but that's not the case.
Well, it's a part of the case, but you're right in that, okay, you could have the skills to compose and put it on paper, but you could also have the genius to never touch paper. You know, like a lot of the gospel musicians, you know, who may not, or jazz musicians for that sake. It's an inner ear, it's an inner psychology that allows them to grasp music in big chunks without totally explaining why.
Right?
So God is amazing, right?
Yeah. I guess I missed out on all that producing, writing, singing. I missed out on every single. I can listen to it and talk about it. That's about all I got. And you need us too, though, right?
That's right. Very important.
Thank you.
What would
Now,
it be worth if nobody could appreciate it and be moved?
Exactly. Now, you mentioned a show that you're doing in LA. And let me pop this up here real quick. It's you and your brother are going to be the Calloway for the holidays at Vibrato. And we had some discussion before you came on if it's Vibrato or Vibrato. Sunday, December 19th. If you happen to be in the Los Angeles area, go check the guys out. 2 shows, 6:30 and 9 o'clock. And Vibrato is Herb Alpert's jazz club. Is that right?
And you said it just perfectly right, just that way. Vibrato.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So,
I'm a wordsmith.
Herb Alpert, who people who don't know him, he's Herb Alpert from Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass. So he had lots of hits on his own accord as an artist, but he's also the founder and president of A&M Records, which is where Janet Jackson did all her big hits, among other great artists. Not to mention the Soul Train was recorded on the A&M lot in their soundstage. So
wow,
so quite historic. So he built this incredible. I can't even talk. He built this incredible supper club in Los Angeles, and when you open the door and go inside, all you can say is, "God, where am I at?" It is so beautiful.
Wow.
Super high ceilings. The stage sits down low to where every seat in the whole place is a great seat with the balconies above and artwork all over the building with special lighting, and the sound system is crystal inside. So it's really the only place in LA that we play on an intimate level like this. This is very intimate, so people are totally up close and personal. And we're just gonna do all the hits, you know, the whole night, just as many minutes we can get in.
So you have a whole band though with you, right?
Yes. Thank you.
I mean, it's nice. You and Vince would be good. Would be good, but you know, you can't go from 9 to 2. You know, so
we'll also have some different Grammy nominees and Grammy winners present that night, and a lot of record company executives, and special guest appearance by one Grammy nominee that will join us on Sabrina, playing solo violin, and she is Lily Hayden. She's up for a Grammy for this year. She is totally amazing. I can't even wait to do it. We won't rehearse until sound check, so it'll be just fresh.
Nice. All right. So once again, let me pop that up. It's Calloway. That's Reggie and his brother Vincent and more. Calloway for the holidays at Vibrato, Sunday, December 19th. If you're in LA, give them a call, get some reservations, go see a great show. All right. Back to the music, CJ Flash.
I'll be a freakazoid, come on and wind me up. I'll be a freakazoid, come on and wind me up. Leave all your worries to me, 'cause I am programmed to take care of you and all of your physical needs. You see, I'll be a freakazoid, come on and wind me up.
Freakazoid is one of your biggest hits, right?
Gotta give it all to Freakazoid. Everything started with that song right there. We as we were saying, you know, we were at the 4th album, and it was do or die, and the good Lord just blesses you. I came home from mixing a record in California, and some of my road crew guys, James Blackman in particular, who's no longer with us, and we miss you, James. James said, Reggie, some of your fraternity brothers are over here talking about this word, freakazoid. It was like something that's going on at the campus. Everybody's saying it. I said, what? You're freakazoid. I said, that's a smash. No music, no nothing, just the word. And so I grabbed my brother Vincent and also our horn player Bill Simmons once again. We ran out to the garage where we rehearsed it all the equipment set. And I had the basic beat in my head to what I felt was happening in the streets at the time. And in that one session, we demoed most of the music for the song. Vincent on keys, Bill on keys, everybody kind of taking the structure and filling in what we thought would work, and then organizing it later. So you were talking about Rush, you're talking about producing. The producing is in the organizing later. You want to keep the creativity flowing, but then somebody's got to reel it in and say, whoa. That's good, but let's do that over here, not over there. And so once the music was done, I said I need to have the most different hook or chorus that you ever heard. So something that would make your ears tingle. So when you say, "I'll be a freakazoid," it takes you to you think you heard it, but you never heard it before. So then the same thing with the verses, making it just so left that when you hear it, you just turn your head and say, like when the dog said, just like, whoa. And putting that song together, taking it into the studio, every day was a sculpture, like with a hammer, chiseling away the stuff that shouldn't be there, and making sure the stuff that should be there was there. There was one beat that our dear friend and family, Walter Fagan, who's a grand master doctor of martial arts, but he's a pipe fitter in the daytime. And he said, guys, I think there's a beat missing. And the first thing an average person was saying, well, who are you to know if a beat's missing? I went to college and studied composition. but when you've been kicked around and beat up enough, you know to listen. So we spent some time discovering what he was talking about and finally found it. Bill says, Reggie, I found the beat and I put it in there.
Nice.
So that made the drums come together, which took it back to Betwixt the Humps, which that beat is psychologically built upon the introduction to Betwixt the Humps.
I gotta give you props, man, because the mix of that song from a DJ standpoint, it sounded different than a lot of things that were out there. And it worked. It worked when you were at home practicing. It worked when you were in the club playing. That mix was ridiculous. Do you have your hands in on the mixes as well?
Oh yeah. I'm always there for the mixes. And then as we set the stage, but you leave room for the engineer, because the engineer, you hiring him because he knows more or he knows differently. You know what you want to feel in your chest, and it's his job to figure out how to get it.
Right.
So you push the engineer to his limits to get there, but you're always there. I mean, there was a hi-hat thing that Vincent wanted to fix. We had to fix that on the fly. There was a tom-tom missing. We just kept sculpting and getting it right, and we would test it. So we would test these rough mixes from a cassette in a nightclub. After about 3 or 4 tests, we're at this club called Mr. Kelly's, and we're up in the bird's nest above the dance floor with the DJ booth. And the DJ said, "You got that tape?" And they're playing Atomic Dog, and we're like, "You can't put it on after Atomic Dog. People be dancing for 7 minutes. They'll die." He said, "No, this is the way to know. If they leave the floor, you got trouble. If they stay, you got a shot. Put it on. Freakazoid's robust. Please report to the dance floor."
Yes.
People stayed. More people came. The whole long version. The original version of Freakazoid was like 13 minutes and 30 seconds.
Wow.
I need that. I need that. Okay, check this out, homie. Don't hold out on me. We boys now. We boys now. So don't hold out on me. I need that.
We got it down to 10 minutes.
Wow.
Says, this is going to be the single. I needed 3 minutes and 50 seconds, Reggie. I'm like, I love every bar. How am I going to cut it down?
Right.
That's how we learn how to edit. Ricky says, well, you already did that part once. Skip that. Get to the next part. Well, you already did that. Skip that. So artfully got that thing down to under 4 minutes or maybe a little over. But in a song, you have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, like a 3-act play. So I always call it making sure that the chill bumps are in line. Because once you mess up the chill bumps, then you got to start all over again. That's kind of like, when you with a lady, you got her out on a date, and then also you say something stupid, you just got the chill bumps all messed up.
This guy right here. This guy.
Build that groove and don't disturb that groove.
That's right. Who came up with that part where we are midnight star? We gonna show. Who did that part?
That's Vincent. That's Vincent on the vocoder. My brother Vincent.
Yeah.
Came up with that, and he also gave the vocoder a personality and a life. There were different people that were using the vocoder before us, but nobody brought to the table what he brought, what he continues to bring. So he's like the vocoder master, like Roger's the talkback master. Vincent's the vocoder master.
I agree.
Is it just me, or did Vincent seem to have more fun than anybody else on stage?
Listen, he had more fun on stage and more fun off stage than all the rest of it.
That dude.
We have video footage that we're about to unleash that's going to blow your mind, just of being on tour and kicking it and having a good time and just letting it all hang out and putting the fans first. So he had a ball. He always made sure he had plenty of film in the camera. If that means making the band late to the gig, he still got that film. and we glad he did, because those moments are so precious.
Wow.
All right. So look, again, this is IRTS Live. I remember that song. We started a little late, so we're going to keep it a little longer if that's okay, Reggie, because we started a little late.
I got. We can do it in 5 minutes. I got 5 more minutes.
Okay, 5 more minutes, and then we better get to going. Then CJ, go ahead, bro.
You want the video?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, madam. You're standing still in a no parking zone. If you don't get a move on that body, I'll be forced to give you a ticket. So get what the...
Yes. All right.
Yeah, you killing it by going to use the steel.
Look at all them Jerry curls and mullets in that video right there, bro.
So Dolores, did you notice that Bruno Mars had on my shirt as his pants, my pants as his shirt in the Uptown video?
Right?
Yes, you were way ahead of your time. And Bruno Mars,
You can check that out, right?
yes, very much so.
So
So
Jerry,
that's like your biggest
we're gonna do a part 2. We're
Okay,
gonna call it After No Parking.
I love that.
We can do that.
If we could, I would love to, because you have all the Calloway stuff and all the
Oh, yes.
the
Oh, that would
Yes.
be hot.
Yeah,
So
we
let's
had
please
we
do
had.
a part two.
Well, see,
And
now
I'll
you know
do
how
it.
to get to us, so we can.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know
I'm gonna
exactly
use
what
his
to do.
computer. And I'll
Yeah.
continue. But yeah, so we did Freakazoid, right? And Freakazoid was knocked out all these doors and opened up all these things on the tour. And we did a video for Freakazoid. And they told us we're gonna fly to Cincinnati and shoot this video on y'all because there's too many of y'all to fly to California. We don't want to spend all the money. We just send a crew in. Don't worry about it. We're gonna bring costumes for y'all. We're gonna take care of it. The crew came in. We were like, okay, where's the costume? What's the concept? It was just it was not to our liking. We got through it and we did it and we expressed ourselves. And at that point, Mr. Griffey, we must like I'm gonna make it up to you because there's no parking on the dance floor video. Y'all gonna be totally involved. You'll have everything to say about what we do. You get to pick the crew, the whole deal. So this video, we helped with the storyboard as they call it. All the costumes, the whole thing. But they went above and beyond. They blocked off a whole city block in Los Angeles, California, and we're out there filming at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. With daytime scenes. And they spared no expense. We had the Rolls Royce, like in the album cover, was on the set. We had 6 or 7 Soul Train dancers in the audience with a Prince imitator, Michael Jackson imitator. It was just incredible and just so much joy, so much fun, and then just to feel that power to be out on the street with this huge crowd around you, and they're all circled around, and we end the song, no parking on the dance floor. We felt like we had truly arrived.
Oh, no parking was hot, Reggie Calloway. Let me tell you something. I would get on the dance floor with straight hair, and by the time that song was over, I had a full-blown afro. Talk about working it out.
Nice.
Working
Almost
to a
Lawrence, me
sweat.
too.
That's what we was going for. That was the purpose.
Russ said him too.
You too. Oh, you said you too.
I had a lay. I had a Nick Ashford back then. It was going down.
Oh, okay. When it was over, you had a twirl.
That's right. So look, let's do this, and let's do one more song with you right now. And then we're gonna keep it going a little bit after you go. But yes, part 2. Y'all heard it, folks. You want to come on for part 2. So let's do maybe January, February. We can get you back in here. We got something else going.
I'll bring Vincent with me. We'll do part 2.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Okay, now you don't be teasing me, bro. Don't tease me.
It's on. You guys put on a great show. I really appreciate the depth of what you go to make it happen.
Thank you.
It means a lot.
Thank you very much. All right, so CJ, let's give him one for the road, and then we'll keep going after he's gone.
All right.
Really gotta have you, 'cause what my body feels I can't take away. And you're so excited that you take my breath away. So get ready and let me love you. I've got the answer right inside me. Love is the devil. I wanna take you. I wanna win, girl. So let me know what's on your mind. I'm curious about your loving. I'm curious.
That's got to be my favorite Midnight Star
Ooh,
song
hot.
right there.
Wow.
Hot.
Yeah, Dolores, please go first. Go ahead.
So the irony. Okay, go ahead, Dolores. You say something.
Listen, that's one of those songs that you immediately want to get up and move. Curious had me from the first note. I was into it. And what I remember most is everybody doing the unison cha-cha thing on the dance floor. And it just made it so special because, the words, the music, everything that came together when we were out, it meant everything to us.
See,
Oh, we
Dolores,
really
you sounded like you were doing one of your episodes of Unsung right there. That was a little piece from Unsung, and I appreciate you doing that, girl. I appreciate you bringing it to our show because that sounded just like an unsung bite, didn't it? But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Reggie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just saw Teresa write in, and we appreciate you, Teresa. Thank you for that. Thank you for that too, Dolores. So that song was never released as a single because Operator was so huge, and the other singles after that, that the radio station had already played Curious because the other songs last so long. So the company was like, well, they've already played it. How are we going to run it up the charts? I think that was a mistake in judgment from the record company side. But no, that means that the song was just so powerful. And we had a similar song. Electricity was the same way.
Oh man,
By the time Freakazoid had finished doing all that running and no parking, Electricity never came out as a single. Or Slow Jam for that matter. So we've had some interesting things, but Curious was just fresh. You take that Marvin Gaye easy feeling, and Melvin's voice is just floating on top of it, complete with the skit on the introduction to set the mood and to tickle your ears, and even to end it. The curiosity never hurt nobody. You hear about what it did to the cat. Sure brought him back. So it's just you tell a story, then you just capsulize it and put some bookends on it. But so we'll be performing that one and all the rest of them on this Sunday and at the rest of the shows, and we're just really looking forward to it. And we want to thank all the fans for making all those songs so big. We do our part 2. We'll get to some more.
Yes,
it's exciting times, and just so thankful that music has been a part of our lives, and that we've had so many great people around us. And I want to thank my brother Vincent and our mother who passed away at Christmas before last, and just still with us on the inspiration tip to keep on doing what we're doing. We have new music coming. Also, I have a especially finance company called Sound Royalties that I'm the director at, which we are an advocate for artists and musicians and getting them paid.
Yes.
To do that, we actually do royalty advances for those that are receiving royalties and they need money today. We can make that happen, so they don't have to sell their rights, so they don't have to give up their legacy or give up their inheritance that belongs to their children. So we're doing big things, and just really, really proud of that.
That's powerful.
It's like that commercial. It's my money, and I want it now.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about that. Definitely want to talk, because I want to understand that whole royalty thing and how you hear all these stories about these artists making all these big hits and getting checks for $112, after making millions of dollars on these. I need to hear all that from you, Reggie.
We'll do it. Part 2, my friends.
Part 2. All right.
Part 2, I do want to get your opinion about hip hop and how it. Did you embrace it or did you deflect it? We want to talk about it.
Well, I got one for you right here, Russ. Curious is our most sampled song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's the latest sample to Curious? Or what's the biggest sample to Curious?
The biggest sample isn't it Rakim? Eric B. and Rakim is the biggest, right?
No, I thought Lil Duval was the biggest.
There you go. I think Lil Duval is the biggest, I believe. I'm gonna check out the Eric B. and Rakim, but yeah.
Reggie was saying, "Wait a minute, I didn't get that Eric B money. Hold on a minute. I didn't get no royalties on that."
You know what? Now that I think about it, that might have predated the laws for that. So I see that. I see where you got a check coming from somebody.
We're gonna go back and revisit that one.
There you go.
But Lil Duval and Snoop, that was all worked out. Sort of after the fact, but it got worked out. So. That's probably our most sampled song.
Yeah,
so we embrace all forms of music when they follow the rules.
Hello, come on. Yeah. That's what's up.
Well, we definitely going to get you back, brother. I will be in touch with you and see if we can set something up in January. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, right. Yo, I'm not letting you off the hook. Send me that 13-minute version, bro. Even if I have to bring cassette deck to the club, I'm playing that. All right? I need that. Don't leave me hanging, brother.
Boy, there's so much tape on the walls. You should have seen me in the room. Back then, you had to cut the tape. You had to and then hang it up like laundry so you know where it was and mark it. This is the bridge.
Yep.
That's the word. Yep. That's
Wow.
All right, y'all.
Okay, Reggie. Thank you again very much, brother. We have a great night.
Happy holidays, brother.
A great holiday, and we'll see you in January. Okay.
Bye, Reggie.
Happy holidays.
Have a good show.
All right, man. Yeah, you just hit leave studio. How about that?
All right. Bye.
I got you.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
Oh man.
All right. We didn't even get halfway through. See?
No.
He had a lot of information to share.
Yes, he did. You didn't touch on any of the songs he did for other people. So
Yeah.
you got maybe 5 minutes left, and maybe we can give people a taste of some of the songs he's done for other
A
people. How
little bit
about that?
looking. Is this seat tooken? I'm sorry. I was just in my head. Right there. I was in my head.
You want to
Get-
wait to touch those when because we'll talk about Calloway and then we can talk about his other stuff that he
Yeah,
did.
we'll do it next time.
But
Okay,
there was-
all right.
I got one that I should have played. I wanted to play if we had more time.
All right, go ahead.
because It was this.
Go ahead, Dolores. Go.
You got my head all wired up. It seems I never can get enough. My veins are running mighty hot. Feels so good, don't you ever stop.
Nice. Yeah,
That boy.
Woo! You heard that?
Yeah.
That boy.
Yeah, we're gonna get him back. We're gonna get him back. Now that he knows how to line it up and how to get in with us, we're gonna get him back and do this right. So
Yeah, that
all
was a
right.
good interview.
See, that's that music
love
that
this
kept
show.
a
I
sister in
learned
shape.
something.
Yes, learned a lot. What do you say, Dolores?
I said that's that music that kept a sister in shape.
Oh man.
So you
Well,
couldn't sit down.
I saw you doing all this. Don't be messing around because CJ was a b-boy. So
That was one of those
No,
songs for real.
there's no such thing as was.
or
Once a
still is.
B-boy,
Well, obviously
always a B-boy.
Dolores still is a b-girl or whatever that is called. But
As a b-boy, that song right there was from bands, because the stuff that we normally listen to was the electro funk stuff, and those were from groups but not necessarily a band. But this one got to us while we were popping and strutting and boogalooing and that kind of thing. But Electricity was that was the joint. That was a joint. Still to this day, I'll cut that record up because I love it so much. It's dope.
I would like to see you cut it up right now, sir.
Maybe next time.
Me too.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
Maybe next
I
time.
would like to
dance
see you
off,
cut it up
dance
right
off,
now.
dance off,
Maybe
dance
next
off.
time. Maybe next time.
I'd like
Dolores
to see
and
you do it
CJ
right now.
dance
sir.
off.
Maybe next time.
I kind of like to see it myself.
Maybe next time.
Or you could tune in on Friday.
There you
and
go.
get to the world
There
famous
you go.
show. and see what
I
we
promise I'll cut it up on Friday.
do. All right.
I have a little bit
That's
more
right.
warmth.
That's right.
Hands are cold.
I'll be there.
Okay. All right. Well, look, Dolores, thank you very much for sitting in
Yeah.
for us today. If you don't mind, we might have to bring you back when Reggie comes back.
Absolutely.
I would love to.
How about that?
Please,
So
please.
tell us what you're doing with the Oakland School for the Arts, what to look for, how people can help. Maybe they want to get their kid into there. What's going on with the Oakland School for the Arts?
Oakland School for the Arts is about to hold auditions for all of our various arts offerings, which is dance, theater, instrumental, digital media, vocal, and as well as visual arts and production design. So if you're interested, go to our website at oakarts.org and see how you can get your kid involved with what we're doing. We're even bringing in hip hop next semester, which we're going to have the world famous come in and teach the kids how to get down on the ones and twos. I'm super excited about new programming that's happening. That's going to include Big Russ and CJ Flash. So don't miss out on it.
Nice.
And we are
So-
free public school. Most
There
people
you
think
go.
we charge. We do not. It's
That's
free.
good that you added that because I just assumed it was a private school. So you do have to audition though, right?
No, we're taking away the auditions for middle school. High school, you still have to audition, but if they're in middle school, bring them.
Okay.
Nice.
Everybody gets a trophy. Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's great. So CJ and Russ, you're gonna be at it on Friday. I saw
Yeah.
Russ was back in the mix with him last Friday, which was
Yeah.
great to see.
That was
Yeah,
great.
What you
I made it back. He let me
Yes.
back in. Let me back on the porch.
There you go. There you go. So
I
Friday
was,
from
out,
12
I
to
was
4.
out in the fields for 4 months. So let me back on the porch.
Do not go there, bro. Do not go there.
Oh, please don't. That was a
Don't
great
go
show.
there.
It was a great show. This cat, man, never ceases to amaze me. And
Okay.
it was just the energy, the flow, the selection, all of that. It was like he never left. So
And I know your roller skating event got canceled because of the rain. You got
rain, and
rescheduled.
it's going to get rescheduled. It's going to we're entering the rainy season, and this is an outdoor rink. So there's and it's made with natural wood. So of course, there's going to be some issues.
That's a problem.
And until they can get it to a point where the where it's not buckling, or where the seal doesn't come off because of the water, because of the moisture. But we'll keep you posted. We don't know exactly when, but if this weather continues to rain and that kind of thing, it's going to be a minute. So we'll wait.
We don't mind waiting because we need the rain.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's funny to hear you say rainy season, because we haven't had a rainy season in years, man.
Right.
Years. And so I'll just add that, if you're looking for some Christmas stocking stuffers, make sure you go to irtsshow.com.
Nice.
Yes, there. Hey, Russell, come back here. Russell, you come back here. That's the mouse pad. Look how we can roll it up, put it right in your stocking like that.
Hold on, did you turn the mouse pad into a blunt?
Okay.
Did you just do that?
CJ, wait a minute. I'm the one who can close the show. I don't need you to even do this. No, it wasn't a blunt. I was showing how it would fit into your stocking as a stocking stuffer.
Oh, okay.
Mugs, hats, all kinds of things at IRTS show. Got some t-shirts. Go ahead and stop it. You guys are having too much fun. And that's going to be the last thought everybody has before I go. So we got to do something else, but it's not the last thought. Never mind. But thank you, the three of you, for being with us tonight. Prayers out to Tracy and to Ryan. We miss you.
Yes.
And continue to have a happy holiday season and get your shopping done. And we'll see you next Tuesday with another episode of IRTS Live. Good night, everybody.
IRTS Live is I Remember That Song live. IRTS Live is music, plus conversation, plus education, plus fun. Join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Watch the IRTS Live team talk about music from your favorite artists. And we've got celebrity guests too. Created and hosted by Jerry Dove and joined by a team of the industry's finest. Put IRTS Live in your favorites right now. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 7.
Are you uninsured? Lifelong Medical Care, the East Bay's largest community center health network, can help you enroll in health insurance purchased through Covered California with cost savings provided by the American Rescue Plan.
Lifelong now delivers services through 14 health centers, urgent care centers, 4 dental centers and 2 dental vans, 4 school-based clinics, 13 supportive housing sites, 5 street medicine teams, a partnership with the new LGBTQ Center in Oakland.
If you are uninsured, you may be eligible for financial help and tax credits if you purchase health insurance through Covered California. Call Lifelong Medical Care at 510-981-3250 or visit lifelongmedical.org.
IRTS Live is brought to you by United Players. It takes the hood to save the hood. Lifelong Medical Care, offering free vaccines for everyone 12 and over. Call Lifelong at 510-549-5454 or visit lifelongmedical.org. C-Dove HR Consulting Group, the human resources specialist, providing personalized service to building a better tomorrow. Enjoy the difference. This episode is powered by PlushLifeMedia.com. Let us remix your digital presence. Hey, we've got gear. Visit IRTSShow.com for coffee cups, caps, t-shirts, and just added IRTS Live mousepads. Founded by our own Ryan Nicole. Check out Haven, a cultural media production and distribution initiative for housing justice. Find out more at havenprojectoakland.com. Join DJs Big Russ and CJ Flash for the world-famous show live Fridays, noon to 4 Pacific. Catch them on the following social media platforms. And if you'd like to join us as a sponsor, please email us at info@irtsshow.com.